Hi, I'm Brian Lord, Senior Vice President here at Premier Speakers Bureau. Welcome to Premier Presents. I'm happy to have on futurist business strategist and author of Flash Foresight, Daniel Burrus. Daniel, thanks for coming back.
My pleasure.
Now, one of the questions are, what are the new tools that you see will become available to event planners in the future?
Well, there are many tools out there right now, but one that I want you to keep your eye on is what I call the 3D web. Now, the 3D web is different than watching a television at home and having to wear glasses. This is one where you have no glasses necessary at all, because remember, our primary computer is becoming our smartphone and our tablet. Doesn't mean there will be no laptops, so it means we're going to use them a lot less as we use the tablet and the smartphone. And by the way, the smartphone will get smarter, and the screen will get better, as with the tablet. So with that in mind, the 3D web, I already am using a prototype of a 3D web browser. Now think about your organization or your association's web browser right now and your website. It's basically a flat piece of paper with a hyperlink and an embedded video or photograph. As a matter of fact, the same would be true for your bureau website, Brian, and my website right now. But we're about to have a 3D web browser, which means that beyond just a flat piece of paper with an embedded video, you could go into environment, have things stick out at you, again, without having to wear the special glasses. So if you have an event where you have vendors that are paying to be in that event, instead of just paying to be there for the day or the week, and that's it, you collect no more revenue, you could have a virtual vendor going on for 6 months or a year, where people could go back to your website and they could go in and walk around and see the displays because they're all virtualized in high definition. They could see the machinery if you're showing off machinery, if you have that kind of a company event. And then you could even schedule talking to a vendor. How? Well, on a screen. That'd be a web wall. A video wall right there in that inner environment where you could see the vendor and talk to them and have a meeting. So you're now collecting more revenue and the whole thing goes on. Now that's just one thing. That's the 3D web. There are, of course, more than that. One of them is ultra-intelligent electronic agents. The first one we've seen is Siri, which was a very low level, just starting to get intelligent. But we're going to see Siri and its counterparts with Google and everyone else. Those things getting extremely powerful. Of course, they're all tapped into a supercomputer in the sky, and we are going to see a new type of smartphone without a screen. Now, again, it's not that screens are going away, but another new type of smartphone is. Think of Captain Kirk in the old Star Trek. A little jewelry thing here. You touch it. You're now connected to, if it's an Apple device, Siri. You ask it questions. It gives you answers. So think of this in a meeting context. I'm going to a meeting on enhanced collaboration. Now, what room is that in again? Oh, it's in room 4B. Good. I don't need signage now. The whole thing about signage is gone. Where's my friend Jim? I enabled, sharing so I know exactly where all the people are within the building. That are part of my group and my company, and I want to meet up with Jim. Where is he right now? Well, he just entered the lunchroom. He's towards the front of the room. Oh, thank you. And then I'll walk in there. You see how this changes meetings, gets rid of signage, gets rid of the hassle. If you're in the Opryland, you don't need to figure out where the heck am I, or a Gaylord somewhere. You know what I'm talking about?
I've never had that problem before. No, I've gotten lost every time I've gone.
Well, there is hope coming our way. Now, these are just a couple of things. I haven't even mentioned apps, and we're about to get more sophisticated apps on our smart devices for meetings, where we're getting into logistics, purchasing, all kinds of different things. So, again, that's in a rapidly evolving area. And the last thing I'll mention very quickly, so this doesn't get too long, is communities of interest and communities of practice. And I'm talking about electronic. Because what I want to do is extend the meeting's reach and impact. So in electronic, there's two types of electronic communities. Interest, or you're interested in sailboats, but not just any sailboat, a certain type of sailboat. Or you're interested in Corvettes, but not just any Corvette, it's maybe a 1958 Corvette. Well, there's thousands of people millions of people in thousands of communities of interest already. Why not create a community of interest around Now think of your meeting, what you're trying to teach. You could create one and have them continue to meet on that area of interest long after the meeting to keep it going forward. A community of practice is like accounting or sales or IT. So if we're having a sales meeting, why not create a community of interest for the people who were in that meeting or that are all around sales, sharing best practices, lessons learned going forward after the meeting, how they're applying it? You start to get the idea. There are many great tools, and one of the competencies of a planner is to stay alert on what are the new tools and how could we apply them to not only enhance the meeting in the moment, but extend the reach of the meeting throughout the year.
Dan, thank you for that. And for those watching this, make sure to tune in for the next one. Dan, is a 30-year veteran of getting things right, the author of 6 books. So we're going to ask him where he sees the meeting planning industry going in the future. Thanks again, Dan.
Thank you.